folks, welcome back to another episode of the Caffeinated Librarians. Today we're talking about something a little different. We're talking about something you might not have heard of, though you might have. There's a man out there. His name is Matt Farley. He hails from New Hampshire. And to date, he has written over 23,000 songs. Now, you might not know him by name, but I assure you, go to Spotify, type in a weird word, type in a city town. His face is going to pop up. And he makes movies also. So today we're talking about what I think are the two best entry points to the catalog of this sort of outsider auteur, if you will. Don't Let the River Beast Get You and Local Legends. So I think River Beast is a good place to start, guys, right?
That's the one I started with.
I just want to comment on what you said about the music. Because in Local Legends, he says, basically look up any celebrity, and he's probably written a song about it. I had Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on my mind, so I typed in Brad Pitt. He does have a Brad Pitt poop song.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Brad Pitt poop. I'm assuming it sounds something like that?
Probably.
Yeah.
I didn't get to listen to it, but he does have a Brad Pitt poops song.
Oh.
So shout out Brad Pitt. Ooh.
Maybe we could use one of his songs, like a little bit of it, as the intro to this episode.
There's a good song he wrote. It's on one of his No Joke serious albums called Be On My Podcast. So I might text him and ask him about that one. And the reason I can text him is because he does something funny in that he gives out his personal phone number in every avenue he can. You can contact this man whenever you want.
Wouldn't it be kind of cool to call him right now?
It would be. I don't want to interrupt him if he's doing things, though. You know.
Would he tell you if he was? Legit, if he answers that phone, I would be so excited.
And we would tell him we're recording him, and
I don't want to spring that on him. You know. That's
true.
Yeah.
Send him a text saying, "By the way, we're recording a podcast."
But yeah. Don't Let the River Beast Get You is a throwback to like 50s Roger Corman style monster movies, but with far more of an emphasis on comedy and just the community at large. So yeah. What did you guys think?
I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie.
Yes.
It's the right amount of like dumb like comedy. First off, I made all these notes.
As did I.
The philosophy teacher, and I love the girl's response because I studied a lot of philosophy in college, so I was like, oh, how pretentious, just exactly what a philosophy major is. But the girl's like quote to him was, "My philosophy is not to study philosophy," and I died. I was like, that shouldn't have gotten me.
I really like when she says, "Oh no, I feel far too languorous for my studies."
The language, like, what was the one? I wrote it down. Oh yeah, I sent out a courier.
Yeah,
and I was
to
like,
a place of business. Like,
why was the language so like?
But I love that quote about philosophy because it's very true. You know?
Look here. And the girl was expelled 3 times. I don't think you're allowed to go to college anymore.
It's not college. It's finishing school.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
What's going on?
And I also don't think you can get expelled 3 times, right? Like that's like.
I also love that her father is
former
considered
professional athlete Frank Stone,
who apparently plays every sport.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's apparently, but like the one sport that we see him play is like horseshoes.
He plays horseshoes, basketball, hockey.
Yeah.
I think he throws around a football too.
He does.
My
throw around
family
football.
is big on horseshoes. Like every like barbecue, we're always throwing horseshoes. So part of me is like, I don't feel like that's a legitimate sport. Why is he playing horseshoes? He's really good
to
at
let
it.
our viewers know, Frank Stone is played by Kevin McGee, a man with a strong Boston accent who. He looks
Clearly
like middle-aged, and he's just like a big muscle dude. And every line reading he gives is so killer. I don't pay people to lose to me in horseshoes.
That was also, I don't know if they were doing some kind of like camera work where they like just had him and filmed him, but the part at the end where he's a statue, I was really freaking impressed that he could stand there that long with his eyes open. That's serious.
He was like so still.
Exactly.
He wasn't like no like little movement.
Yeah, that was great.
Had it.
I love everyone surrounding it. And
Just like, yeah. Yeah. What a great guy.
That was legitimately impressive. Like, at first I thought that they had put something, I was like, no, that dude is spray painted silver.
He's practiced. He's clearly one of those street performers, those statue street performers. He's used
Very
to
nice. Yes.
Also, the natural progression of... Also, there's no cursing.
Yes.
In this film. I was just like... I love that he goes all the way around and makes up words just to
what does he call a lot of Mudrucker or something?
Muckraker.
Muckraker.
Watts. What a dirty muckraker.
Yeah.
Lou,
Also-
what did you think?
I enjoyed them. I enjoyed both of them. I thought that they were funny. I mean, you gotta take them for what they are, you know. But I really thought they were fun. I mean, there were a lot of like lines like when he's in the prison cell, he's like, "I'm in a cage, man." I actually I died at that line. So I think I liked Local Legends better.
It's much more heartfelt, that one. Yeah.
And I watched that one first. I'm not sure if I was supposed to watch that one first.
Either order works.
Yeah, because they did talk about the
let
River Beast.
Yeah, they
in that
mention
one.
it. Yeah.
So that was, I really loved the I forget her name in Local Legends, but the one that's crying in the shower and everything
The
like
actress
that.
is Sharon Scalzo.
She
rocks.
She was just like, I feel like I've met that girl. You know what I mean? Like I know that girl.
I was watching Local Legends with one of my friends this week, and she's had experiences on Tinder with a lot of girls like that.
Yeah.
And she was just watching it like, oh my god, I'm being called out.
Yeah. Like, been there. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I really liked both of them. And I was tempted to call him, but I did not.
Give him a call after the pod.
Yeah. Let him know.
He's a nice guy. I've talked
Yeah.
to him on the phone before, so.
Yeah. Simona, Katie, let's hear it, guys. Simona and Katie have different ideas.
Well, I can't speak for Simona, but for me, it's like I wasn't going into any of these films with a large degree of expectations, and I couldn't stand either one of them.
Oh.
I'm sorry,
You were
Joe.
not having fun doing the River Mud Shuffle.
I was not. No, the acting was terrible. I was bored within the last few minutes.
The acting is very intentional, though.
Okay, well then that's fine, but
Well, there's a
I'm
reason
sorry,
you can find
Joe.
it on YouTube.
But yeah, but it's like I am all for like dry satirical humor, but I was not entertained. I don't know how any other way of saying it.
But even finding it on YouTube, it's like I was telling Lou earlier. There are I've seen fan-made videos. Like I used to watch a lot of Star Wars fan-made videos when the Hunger Games was very big. There were a lot of Hunger Games fan-made. They're very good, So it being on YouTube in and of itself is not necessarily an indication of quality. But when I was watching, a part of me was thinking, okay, some of this has to be intentional. But at the same time, I wasn't that entertained. I mean, I don't mind something that is very much aware of itself and we're poking fun at I don't mind that. That wasn't it was very hard for me to really stay engaged. I mean, one of my favorite moments though is the moment when the girl's father he has that big hero moment and he battles the monster.
Gets stabbed with a stick. The leaves coming at his face. I was like, that's hilarious.
I died.
And
I love when he's running through the woods and he's dodging stuff.
and you can see him holding the stick. I was like, that's good. I liked when the monster first comes out of the swamp, and I was like, it's funny because he's sticking one. I was like, okay, having a hard time. Another thing that was really funny was when he starts splashing himself. The main character goes, he needs to stay hydrated. That's it. And I just like this.
and I mean
That part was funny. He needs to stay hydrated.
the River Beast is a clear indication of a B horror movie from the 50s, and I love those movies. And I just could not get behind any of it.
Question: how familiar are any of you with like backyard filmmaking, sort of regional horror, and that sort of strain? Like
North
No.
Carolina, I'm not gonna lie, I have seen a lot
okay,
of stuff
None
like
at all.
that because it's interesting
No.
because like he kind of took what I knew, which is like he literally went into like his back. He just used
Yes.
his entire community to film in
It's
different
all, like,
places.
friends
and so
and
when I think
family.
about doing the woods, it's like I had friends who like because there's a ton of abandoned barns and stuff like that in North Carolina, and you can just kind of go if you're being sneaky enough about it. And like I had friends who would go and like take cameras and stuff with them, and it's super nuts. You can just do whatever you want, be as stupid as you want, be as silly as you want, and I'm always for it. It's like one of my favorite things. I love watching like someone try to make a horror movie, but like being so low budget that you have to go to McDonald's to get like ketchup packets.
Yes.
Like that kind of cheap.
Well, when I was
It's
when
creativity at its best of trying to like problem solve everything without money.
when I was in high school, we had to film commercials for a particular product. So I know, like, at one point we shot in our senior cafeteria to get someone like playing the girls, like, we were doing something on a period product. That's what we were selling. So like they had to talk to themselves. Another group of kids shot in our local park. So it was like a horror moment in like the dead of night, and you just saw like they dropped the camera and there's just like erratic running all over the place, and then like it was almost like a Blair Witch moment. The camera fell really close to one of the kids' face, and you like he was like crying, and he was like, so yeah, man, that. Like I said, that is fine. One of the things I liked about YouTube, or I still like, is that it gives people opportunities for creative expression. If you're on a budget, like I have no issue with that. I don't care that he filmed in his town. I think that's awesome.
Like I showed
Get
you,
the community involved.
Last week I introduced you to the channel on YouTube, Life of Luxury.
Yeah.
They pretty much use the same house in
Yeah.
every video, and they get like their friends to do it, and they have these long drive sequences. They always share
Yeah.
a bed, but the monster every time is literally just someone wearing a mask. Or they built like in the newest one like this stilt monster with stupid looking hands, and it's fake.
Yeah.
But it's funny
So-
to watch what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
what you were saying about like all in the same house. I've watched all of their movies with the exception of two. I haven't seen Slingshot Cops or Marriage, Murder, Monsters in Manch Vegas. But Kevin McGee, you begin to quickly realize almost all of his scenes are shot in his real house.
I will say, I appreciated the fact that he was filming in his hometown. He was filming with his family, with his friends. As someone that has made one movie in their lives, and did the same thing, the one that we made when I was younger was a psychological horror movie.
Yes.
And
Lewis,
Now we're
Stream.
gonna watch it.
it was.
I like psycho horror.
We used. There's a scene where the handsome main actor is.
Was that you, Lewis?
It was, of course. was stabbing somebody on the bed. Of course, you don't see him stabbing, but we had to have blood splattering in his face, and we actually got a Febreze bottle and filled it up with like.
Oh, that's
like-
so good.
Like fruit punch and just
Yeah.
sprayed stuff in my face. It was good, and
Can you send us the link?
I'm a little embarrassed, but maybe I will. I trust you guys.
I don't know. If Ben
And,
does his thing that he did last year, where everyone turns in like a movie or
Oh.
something, which I've mentioned to him before,
Yeah,
saying if you want to do it, get it started.
On that note, I would like to extend an invitation to anyone in the community, anyone watching this even. If you make a movie, please send
Yeah,
it to us.
let us see
I
it.
would love to watch it. I would love to talk about it. I would love that. I want to see this kind of like backyard filmmaking flourish because, quite frankly, Hollywood sucks now. Throw it all away. Give me this stuff. Give
We
me
want the
stuff
real
made with
creativity.
passion, made with just friends.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I will say. I loved, and you could tell like everyone there was just having so much fun. They loved doing it, and you hear all these stories about like in Hollywood, like who hates who and everything like that. There was none of that. Like these people, they took time out of their lives and they made these movies.
I was thinking about
with
the
him.
hobo character. Can we give a shout out to the moment when she
Yo!
sees I'm assuming it's his aunt or like
Pop in.
Just
Like-
hopping.
with the bindle, just skipping
skipping through
along.
the leaves, like kicking the leaves
Look
off.
at that vagrant, embracing the hobo lifestyle.
I did love that moment where she's just kicking up the leaves. I'm like, okay.
I love when she reads like the Wikipedia definition of popping off.
Like, I thought it was so funny that she was like, well, you know, in the hip hop community, it's called popping. And I was just like, stop. I made some notes on her. I love the progression of the relationship. It's so fast. She's like, well, you know, I'm really dirty and I need a shower. And he's like, okay.
One joke that got me is
Can I
after
stay
she
the
gets out of
night?
the shower, she says something to him about like like I've told you, you can't solve everything with a fight. And he's like, how many times do I have to tell you, Pamela?
Like,
And it's
just
like
met.
you've known her for an hour.
I know.
Yeah,
And then she's like, can I
that
stay
too.
the night? And I'm like, no,
But
get out.
But that's
you
true
vagrant.
love. That's true love.
It was true love. Also,
With her
what
itchy
is,
feet.
What is helicopter hamburgers?
I would love
what
to
is
find
the game
out.
helicopter hamburger?
Helicopter hamburger. It's such a fun family game.
I had to pause it. I was like, hold on, what?
is that
And
an
it was like,
actual
helicopter-
game?
No.
No!
It is.
It should be though.
Yeah, I want to play it. If anyone can figure out the rules, please.
Also, this guy really likes milk.
Coffee milk specifically.
What
Is it
is
coffee?
that? Coffee.
So,
it looked like chocolate
Because
milk.
he also
There
put
is-
caramel.
There
Like
is a
caramel
thing
milk.
called coffee syrup that's very big, I guess, in Rhode Island because
Coffee
coffee milk is
syrup?
the official drink of Rhode Island,
Uh-oh.
and you sort of mix it like
Sounds
chocolate
like
syrup and milk, like you would to make chocolate milk.
Interesting. So it actually is coffee.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
I don't really know.
Simona's looking it up.
I haven't tried it, but one of my friends has, and they said it tasted like coffee ice cream, more or
Oh,
less.
see,
So
I'm a fan of
Yeah.
like, my nightly routine of like maybe having like a strawberry milk. I'm like, it's like a nice little sweet treat at the end. If I don't want to eat something, I'm just
Oh,
like,
that looks so good for delicious
I tried-
milk drinks. Coffee time coffee syrup. That looks really good.
So Amazon, I'm buying it. We're trying it on. Anybody
Next
here lactose?
episode, we'll try it. I like it.
Anybody here lactose?
No,
So,
definitely not.
what do
No,
you
I like
think
cheese too
of?
What is it?
Can I just? I'm sorry. I'm stuck on the coffee.
No, you're
milk
good.
thing.
Syrup.
Can I just point out? It's like they sell it huge like this. Oh my god, coffee. Whoever buys this, I will so
Well,
try it
I've
on
recently
the
seen the
podcast.
internet trend for like root beer milk too, and I don't
That
know anything about
I
that.
dismiss.
That
I can't get
doesn't
behind
sound-
that.
I don't know.
I
what
never.
it
Is that the same kind of thing?
No, it's just like soda and milk.
Ew.
mix.
It's like a weird,
Like, yeah, I'm not about it.
What is it, like a Midwestern thing?
But maybe it
Probably.
tastes really good.
I think I
No.
heard like
I
Billie
wanna try
Eilish
'cause I love
talking
root
about
beer
it.
floats.
No.
I feel like it would taste something like that. A root
if you
beer
buy
float. I
it,
love
we'll
root
try it.
Billie
together.
Eilish, noted Matt Farley fan.
Oh yeah.
There's a video of her being like, yes, there's this guy, he just makes a bunch of songs about poop.
What was it called? Coffee
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Matt Farley blowing up. I like it.
He has been on Jimmy Fallon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like this.
Did he
Perform-
sing?
Yeah, he performed his song "Used to Be a Pizza Hut"
Nice.
about buildings that used to
Oh,
be Pizza Huts. and
you
still
showed
look
us
like
that
them.
one. That's why I
Yeah.
recognize that one. I was like, I feel like I've heard that one before, but you played that one for
So-
us. Yeah.
What did we think of
If you
Brad,
get it.
Danny O'Grady's
I
son
will
from
try
another
it.
marriage?
I won't buy it.
Brat.
Oh, I'm buying it right now.
His fall onto the rock was priceless because he completely missed the rock. So that was great.
I just love, like, no wonder he's a brat. He is
I don't want to buy it.
exclusively referred to as a son from another marriage.
Yeah.
Even by his father.
I love that at the end, it's like everybody's there, but his son's on the couch, and he's just
Yeah,
like,
after he tells him, we will raise Bradley, her deceased ex-fiance's son from another marriage, as if he were her own. Bradley, you can call me daddy.
And he goes,
He's watching from home. They couldn't even bring him.
yeah, just a fist bump.
Oh my god.
There we go, that's what I want. Sorry, I'm buying the coffee time series.
Wow,
Because we're gonna try
I'm
it.
dedicated.
I'll
It's on
try
Prime
it.
right now.
Nice.
If it
So I'm gonna
tastes
get
like
into it.
if it tastes anything like coffee ice cream, which I really enjoy coffee ice cream, I will try the
So-
coffee milk.
And we'll call him and tell him how great it is.
Oh.
One of my favorite things in this movie is how deranged the world around them is, and how it's never really pointed out in great detail. There's just lines of dialogue that let you
Like
know.
rivers are mutable, is like the figurehead of this whole movie. Rivers are mutable. I can't tell you how many times.
Turns out I was mutable, Dad.
my God.
It's as if all that is and all that was is mixed up in one pungent porridge.
I gotta tell you that big game hunter, the hottest guy
Edo
in the entire
Hoopkins,
movie.
ladies' man. That is Matt Farley's father.
I love that
Yeah.
he like saw two
got
girls
that.
picnicking and they weren't even doing much. They were just sitting there and they
Picnic
had a dance
babes.
party where their only dance move was
They never leave the woods.
They don't.
They're
Why are you there?
they're the real cryptids of the film.
I love cryptids.
They're like the things in the Odyssey. That pull people in.
The
sirens?
Yeah.
Oh my.
But it was a very pretty spot. When you think about the actual...
Oh,
I'm-
all of New Hampshire, didn't it look? It looked beautiful. Like,
No.
Yeah.
I actually looked up Manchester, and I looked up
Oregon.
the Queen cupcakes.
That cupcake store looks
Yeah,
delicious.
it's a real place, and
But I was just thinking
Yeah.
about the
We got the
location.
syrup.
Yes.
it's like 4
So
hours away.
excited.
So.
Yes.
It'd be a drive.
Well,
But I was
yeah.
thinking about the scene with the woods where they're like plotting to like ensnare the professor or whatever. But the part of me was thinking, do
Why
you?
are you in that tree?
But like a part of me was thinking, do you really want to be in the woods alone with like a sea monster? Like I was.
Well, they don't believe that.
Yeah, they
We
don't
don't
know.
believe it.
They don't know the
but
river beast
regardless
is
of whether
real.
you believe it, the river beast is there.
Well, that's why Neil Stewart was a laughingstock
Yeah.
because no one believed him.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
they called him RB.
I.
Don't call me RB.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but like the river beast was really fun. I liked. Do you-
Great costume.
Do you know
it's
what
still
they
together.
were? Is it inspired by the was it the Black Lagoon, the creature from the Black
yeah,
Lagoon?
it's probably inspired by
Yeah.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
There's I think he's also inspired by a lesser known movie called Creature from Black Lake.
Yes, I'm
That-
seeing it right here. Yeah, this thing.
Why does that movie sound familiar?
Yeah.
Because you've probably seen it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not too popular. It's like a regional horror thing that was popular among their friends.
Creature from-
I also they summoned the beast.
Oh,
with a
Jack
harmonica.
Elam is in it.
Who's that?
I don't know.
That's one of the techniques.
He's
he
the first
uses
name
to
that pops
call
up on
out on
Google.
him is a harmonica. That's it. That's what calls the river beast like woo. Also, I
Interesting.
didn't know kitty litter was so versatile.
Oh, the kitty litter. How do we not bring
Yo,
up the
why
kitty
is
litter
the favorite
yet?
when she pulled out the kitty litter? Even I was like, what the?
Yeah,
I
I was like,
love that we're talking like them now. We're calling her the vagrant.
the vague-
I was
The
like, she's
vagrant
crazy.
Pamela. She has a
Pulling out.
name.
She's like, oh, I'm so sweaty. I need kitty litter.
And he's like, what is that?
Ew.
And then who knew
But-
that it would come in handy later
Yes.
on?
He
This is
immediately,
so
but
dry.
he didn't even question it though. He was like, oh, cool, kitty litter. I didn't know.
You guys want some beef jerky? I do.
Oh my God.
But I know that kitty litter can be used to if you have smelly shoes, it absorbs the
Yeah.
odor.
And it does work on salt, like on snow.
Yeah.
On
It
ice
does,
outside,
yeah.
yeah.
but
Yeah.
It smells chalky.
Smells like kitty litter.
FYI, folks.
Like kitty litter.
One small line I really love is when his god cousin, which amazing concept by the way. I love that there are god
Yeah, I was
cousins
very
and god
confused when they were like, "You're like
families.
my god husband," and I was like, "What is that?"
But when
So
when he
stupid.
meets her fiance and let me just find the exact line. Oh, and they start fighting. And he goes, "Why I oughta," and then she calms him down and says, "Felipe, why don't you go to the basement and play your arcade games?"
Also, the fact that his name is Felipe also.
Great names all around in these
Yeah.
pictures.
The band scene was great. I love that they
The
were
River
arguing.
Mud Warriors.
They always want more money. And I'm just like, and then they start playing one of his songs.
Though
the
I may
River
not
Beast song.
approve of the man she's marrying.
Also, is the person who plays the fiance he tries to win back because she also plays the
That
love
is
interest
his
in-
wife. Yes.
Is that his wife? I was like, are they dating?
Genevieve is his wife?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because the other girl is in it a lot, like in both of them.
Yeah.
Like, she's like
She's
the.
the love
She
interest in
is
both of them,
the
yeah.
guy who plays Teddy, the guitarist.
Okay.
She's his sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, they're all related.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So
Clearly, you guys enjoyed this movie far
this-
more than I did.
Well, it had the best.
Yeah,
iconic
I
beast
just thought it was. I
battle
thought
ever
it was
waged.
funny. I just thought it was.
I didn't
you know,
think it was funny.
No. Oh,
No, I'm sorry.
not at all.
I think
we
it's on
are
the
a
side
brave
that-
town, said the president. We didn't let the
Yeah.
river beast get us.
When the chief
The
is
best
saying that
aquatic
he
beast
called, he
battle
was
ever
just on the
waged.
phone with the president. Like, you didn't,
I
that
love
was just
Paul
like-
T. Hansen.
No, I thought it was stupid.
I think
And
this
ridiculous.
kind of comedy kind of fits into my area where it's more like cringe humor, and I think that's what makes it funny. Is if you're not a fan of like cringy things that make you cringy humor, I love cringy.
I
humor.
just find the words they use to be hysterical. I love how
Yeah, I
dry
love the
everyone
dialogue.
delivers it. Just, I don't know. And like I said, I love the let's put on a show vibe. Let's call in all our favors, all our friends,
Yeah.
all
I felt
our
like he was trying to
uncles.
write like the perfect dialogue, but it's like, oh, I sent out a courier to do this, or his brother calls his apartment, what was it, his abode, or his environment. He's like, dude, you're invading my environment, and get out of my abode, and I'm just like, your room, the basement.
The reporter, the way
Sparky
and
Watts.
you could tell this, or I mean, it was intentional, but like, just looked like he never smoked a cigarette before in his life. The way he's holding it, the way he's smoking, he's like,
Kyle Kochan is so funny. God.
But I think I've seen people hold cigarettes like that.
yeah,
Like
but
what,
it was very like,
Like he didn't
That's like
want.
sometimes when
He
they're
didn't
supposed
want
to be
it.
angry, they're like,
yeah.
And
It was
you
like,
just,
and it was
toss
like not inhaling either. It was like,
Oh,
just immediately like,
Just some really nice autumn vibes in this
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I love when he's on the cliff waiting for Emmeline, and it's
Yeah.
just like, wow, this is a
Emmeline.
nice town.
you know what I noticed about that scene, which
Yes.
it might be weird to have noticed, and I don't know if it was intentional or not. He wasn't wearing a belt. Wasn't wearing a belt. Had his shirt tucked in, not wearing a belt. That was the thing I noticed.
those are really
about
good
that scene.
pants.
Yeah, that must be really
Yeah,
good
right.
pants.
I was like, I don't know how those pants stay up.
He just fits perfectly in.
Yeah,
Maybe they're Maybe he's wearing suspenders so we can't see him though.
maybe.
I don't think Neil Stewart's a suspenders man.
No.
I'm just throwing out
He's-
possibilities.
He's got too much of a rebel streak in him.
That's true. Yeah.
I was just putting out possibilities. I don't actually
Was
know.
it at the beginning where he's got the hood on and he's like has a what does he have lit there? He's like,
Yeah, he's got like a hot plate and a can of beans. I assume he's been living here for like several years. And when he comes back, he's like living off the land. Will do that to a man.
yeah.
So
But don't let the river be. I think was my favorite of the two. I thought Local Legends. I knew what they were going for, but it didn't catch my attention as much as Don't Let the
understandable.
River Be.
Yeah,
But
I
didn't
think
say. But I didn't think that he didn't have good moments. Like he doesn't like artistic people. Was one of my favorite moments. He's like, oh, I just hate artistic people. They're just the worst. And I'm like, but that's what you are. You're the one making music and movies. I'm like, aren't you one of those artistic people?
So, for our viewers, Local Legends is Matt Farley. His usual director, Charlie Roxburgh, was not involved with this one aside from a short cameo. And it is him laying out an autobiography, more or less, / infomercial for everything he does. And it is about a small town, struggling songwriter and filmmaker, Matt Farley. And it's like he name checks Woody Allen several times throughout. He's very much going for that sort of like black and white, like low key comedy vibe. And I think it's just sort of a beautiful depiction of like, this is sort of how artists have had to adapt to the modern landscape. Like, this is how you sort of have to grind things out now. Like, he records thousands and thousands of songs, many of which are just sort of like words repeated over and over
songs
again.
for the entire alphabet,
Yeah.
and he did a song based on everybody's name. He made a version. How many songs did he write,
you could
making sure every name
call
was
him.
covered?
And you
Yeah.
could call him to say, hey, I want you to put my name in a song, and he'll do it.
He implores you in the movie, if he's missed something, please let him know.
He really likes Billy Joel.
Oh my
She
God.
claims she had the entire Billy Joel
That
catalog.
the
made me
greatest hit
laugh. He's
stuff.
like, these
Yeah.
are just the greatest hits. Well, if you have
Do you
like,
want
how
some
many of
wine?
these do you have? Like,
No,
three?
I think I better go.
I loved how his friend, too, was like, I think she was trying to kiss you, man.
What, am I just supposed to kiss her?
Was that the same girl
That's
like
what
later on
society
that's in his
expects
like
of you.
his attic bedroom, just calling her boyfriend?
Yeah.
I'm like, she's like, no, I'm with this guy, and he has no like he's fine with
He's
it.
just sitting there,
Yeah.
like, dissociating.
That's also like such like a high school thing too. That it felt funny to watch these obviously not high school people go through that
I just
situation.
couldn't tell if he liked her or if he just absolutely was just putting up with her, and she kept talking to the boyfriend, and there's so many fights, and they kept breaking up, and then she's in the bathroom after leaving him alone for like half an
Yeah,
hour.
I
And the
love when he
makeup.
asks her, do you want me to pause the movie? And she says, no.
Yeah. That's like for you guys. You guys would be like, oh, no, just let it play, let it go. Yeah.
I love the
No,
the
I didn't
gluten
think it
song.
was funny at all.
At
If
this
you
point-
eat
at this
gluten,
point-
it will kill you.
At this point, Katie and I are just gonna be like, we feel like we're
Get
the two
between
grumps of
me
the
and my
podcast. Didn't
cookie
like
for
it.
breakfast.
Oh, that's okay. You guys
Didn't
are
like it.
allowed to have your opinions, even if they don't agree with everyone else.
You were gonna say even if they're wrong, weren't you?
I was gonna, but I was
everyone's
trying to be
entitled to
nicer.
their wrong opinions, but you know.
Hey,
We understand.
That's okay.
I will say, let me ask you guys. Oh, you know, like, no matter how bad you thought it was, it couldn't have been worse than Bubble, right?
I
She
didn't
wasn't here
see
for that
Bubble.
one.
So I didn't see Bubble. So I can't comment on that.
Oh.
I didn't see Bubble. Maybe the Bubble fans are gonna get at me in the comments, but
They're not.
I don't think it's
I
gonna
don't
match
think
the
you can
passion on
compare
display
them.
here.
No,
They're completely different genres.
That's not comparable.
no. I mean, Bubble was maybe the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Liz, there's so much worse out there.
I think that was a matter of marketing. It kind of reminds me of when they were marketing for The Village.
Netflix doesn't market.
Well,
I think
Yeah,
they market
no.
one thing a
Simona
year.
and
Yeah.
Stranger
Katie
Things.
want
Yeah.
to watch Blue Valentine or Take This Waltz, real art.
Yeah, yeah. When they said Blue Valentine, I was like, oh, that hurts a little bit. I like Blue Valentine.
but going back to the whole Bubble thing, I think it's also the way that was marketed. It reminds me of The Village. Like, for our listeners, whoever remembers M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, there was a lot of marketing behind that film that grossly underrepresented what the actual product was.
He
which
does
is-
that for
it was
every
us.
movie.
I haven't
Which
seen
is
The
why I think
Village,
it didn't
but
do so
I
well.
saw Old
own
last week. Oh my god, Old was amazing.
Was it
Was
really?
it?
Insane movie. It feels like you're having a nightmare. Like nothing really makes sense a lot of the time, and you're just like, oh, okay.
That's the twist.
I
haven't seen
will
that one.
say
Well,
the
I just-
actual twist in it blew me away. I was like, no way, this is what this movie is about, M. Night. Oh my god.
Oh, maybe he redeemed himself. Although I happen to like most of his films except for The Happening.
M.
That-
Night's a cool guy.
Hate
that.
He's a Philly boy.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Not until he decided to do a movie on the Avatar: The Last
I
Airbender.
think
Talk
he was
about
asked
it. It's,
to
it's
do
gone.
that.
It's
Yeah.
not
And
in our
then
heads anymore.
Destroyed one of the
tried.
best anime I've
Not anime.
excuse me, animated series.
Western anime-inspired cartoon.
Also,
Western anime-inspired
You want to
Western.
call it anime, you call it anime.
God.
Katie.
It's not.
the scene where he's at the family reunion and his cousin or whatever is telling him, I think film festivals are the way to get from where you are to where you want to be.
Yeah.
I relate to that moment so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Way to get us back on track, Joe.
Well,
Tell
we
us your
were-
film festival experience. I never
really sent anything. I got
Yeah.
a short I edited got into a film festival.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, I wasn't responsible for sending it in, but
You weren't responsible for something.
my
I was
Who
just
was?
editing it. I don't know, the director probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Joe, you have actual films that you've made, or
I worked on a lot of stuff in college. Yeah.
would you be interested in sharing those, or it's for your eyes only?
Perhaps.
But they're not his to really show.
I'll show you Clastral Project, the one that got into that festival. That one's really funny.
Okay.
yeah,
it's on
I would
YouTube.
love to watch
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Link.
one of the best DPs I ever met worked on that. He was so good. He knew exactly what he was doing. I was sort of just like, wow. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's sort of hard in college to meet DPs who are really like into it. Of course, that meant like filming took a very long time, but like it was worth it. The product looks so good.
That just reminded me that I actually was in a film. I use air quotes because it really wasn't a film in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we had a recording club.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell a joke for some reason. I don't know. You were kind of setting it up like, oh yeah, you know, I do remember this one time I was in a film.
I'm not that talented, Lou. I don't have your skill for that. I can't segue that well. No, it was because we were recording, like, because they had a recording studio, recording club, and I was a news anchor with another classmate, but I forgot what we were actually talking about, like what the actual newscast was about. But it just came into my head now. God knows what happened with the footage, but I just remember that now. I actually was filmed in something. I feel really proud now.
Very nice. You should feel proud about that, Simone.
I do.
Yeah.
Good.
And I think, regardless of how you guys feel about the movies themselves, do you appreciate the hustle that went into these?
Sure.
And
No,
the passion.
No,
Sure.
Like
Yes.
I have no doubt that there was a lot of passion that was involved, and like I said, I have nothing against small filmmakers. Like I said, that's the beauty of the freedom of being able to create art, even if you don't have the backing. Which, as Joe said, a lot of Hollywood films, even with all their budgets, are crap anyway. Excuse my language. So, like I've seen a lot of horror shorts on YouTube.
That's me.
What?
I wouldn't agree with that, but that's just
Well,
just
not-
me. That's just me. That's my own opinion. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead. Continue,
well,
Simona.
No, but some Hollywood movies aren't that good, right? Not every Hollywood movie that's ever made is spectacular.
I haven't
And-
seen those movies.
the
Oh,
So
The Happening is one
every
example
movie
by M.
you've
Night
seen has
Shyamalan.
been top notch.
every movie that I have seen,
Yeah.
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
you've never seen a bad big budget movie?
Oh,
You were
sure.
yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about, like
that's
the, you
what
know, like
also
the, yeah, like the. I'm not
I
saying
was gonna
that.
say you choose well. You got
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would say that the majority of the movies that I go and see, I enjoy seeing and see multiple times, like Jurassic World Dominion. But you know, it's less. It's far lesser that I picked to go see a movie that I absolutely hated and couldn't stand it. So
interesting.
yeah,
So,
There's been several movies where I've gone to the theater and been incredibly disappointed.
Thor.
Gangster Squad. Oh my God.
what a nothing film.
Gangster
God,
Squad.
Nothing.
Yeah, with Ryan
movie.
Gosling
Yeah.
and Emma Stone. I was so ready for that
Sean
movie.
Penn's in it too,
Sean
right?
Penn.
He's like the real
Oh.
main
Josh
character.
Brolin?
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, it's a movie I didn't see.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Again, you obviously pick well.
But yeah, going back to Joe's question, yeah, there are, like I said, a lot of the good horror film shorts I've seen have been on YouTube. So no, I'm not against low budget or I don't.
Like-
And what I will say is, to make a movie that is an hour and 40 minutes is no small feat. I mean,
No,
that is
No.
like
it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they took a hiatus for a while after
yeah.
Slingshot Cops because it was getting so difficult for them just to schedule people because
Yeah.
like people started having kids
Of
and
course,
like
yeah.
just people were busy.
Yeah.
Like and recently though, since 2021, they're making 2 films a year. They're doing this for the next 5 years, and they've started writing them a little differently. They started writing them with like less scenes with a whole lot of characters, smaller scale, just so they can like, all right, we can do this. We just need a plan for it. And
Yeah.
I think their post 2020 stuff has been some of their best work.
Oh, yeah?
They've done Heard She Got Married, which is a departure for them. It's a relatively serious thriller, and it's like really good. And like it sort of takes the performances in like that you see in like these movies and plays them for something darker, something with a lot more pathos, but like
Oh.
it's still like the same performance. It's kind of like how Adam Sandler in like Punch Drunk Love is giving a normal Adam Sandler performance, but everything around him is sort of
Yeah.
constructed differently, and it has so much more of an impact. Yeah.
Interesting.
And they've done Metal Detector Maniac, which is one of the funniest things imaginable. And just this year they put out Magic Spot, which is a time travel comedy.
Cool.
And Magic Spot's really good. So yeah.
In Local Legends, they mentioned something is coming out in 2023,
The Moe's Haven reunion album, which I'm excited for.
and it's actually gonna
I think within the last year, Farley's mentioned it on Twitter.
Yeah,
so.
because Local Legends that came out a while ago.
Yes.
So it was kind of crazy watching it because I guess I didn't really. When they said 2023, I was kind of like I expected everything in the movie to not like lead me to the future.
Yeah.
And then when he said 2023, I was like, my God, when was this made? And then I looked, it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time last year, and I was like, oh, wow, I'm glad I didn't watch this sooner. I would have been, like, waiting a real long time then.
Yeah. I was like, he really does have stuff planned out for quite some time.
There's a sequel to River Beast coming in 2024 or 5 called Melancholy of a Merman.
I'm
Mel-
stoked.
I like it.
Wow.
Because apparently that was how the title was translated to Japanese.
Really?
They made a kaiju film!
Wow.
I don't think they're making a kaiju film.
Or are
It's
they
just
making like a yokai film?
No, I think it's going to be similar in style to the first one. I think it was
But
just
Japanese?
like Riverbee's got like an actual distribution deal, so like I guess when they brought it to Japan for whatever reason they retitled it Melancholy of a Merman.
It kind of sounds a little better though.
It's a cool title. It rules.
Yeah, I like that.
Melancholy of a Merman. I like that.
But I just want to read a quote from a review from the critic who introduced me to these films, Will Sloan. Actually, the review is just a quote of the film, so I'm just quoting the film. Never mind. Sometimes people will ask me how I find the time to make so many songs and movies. The answer is I live cheaply in a tiny attic apartment, and I have a job where they let me sleep. If you have a job where they let you sleep most of the time, chances are it also involves wiping an old man's butt every couple of weeks. And I don't know. I think that's a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very endearing. Yeah.
I love when the old man is like, "Can you put me in the next one?"
Yeah.
I want to be in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought they were, like I said, very endearing and entertaining. And it was just really cool to see, especially, watching. I'm glad we watched both of them because you really saw, like, people coming together and doing this. And it really made me think about the experience I had making the one. And it made me think about, Joe, I'm sure, the stuff that you've made and stuff like that. And stuff that, like, all of us have kind of made, like, in high school and
Well,
stuff like that.
I never really.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I
that's
made a
not true.
commercial.
For middle school, in middle school English, we recorded a scene from Tom Sawyer.
Nice.
This was like a 2 to 3 person project, and we did it in our classroom.
Which scene?
Which one did me one other girl do? I think we did the whitewashing the fence scene,
Nice.
but that was my only foray into that.
Nice. When you were acting, did you go like this after strenuously painting?
No,
No.
there wasn't
I think that would have
acting
been a
like
good
that.
touch.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was
It's all right.
so
Next time.
awkward in middle school.
Those things where your teacher makes you do it. And
Yes.
You're just
Yeah, exactly. I was made to do it. I didn't want to do it.
When I was in college, I had this woman came and she actually worked on the sets of like some popular crime procedural dramas, and she's like an acting coach. So we had to actually do certain I had to act out a skit, which I actually did with another girl where I was her daughter and she didn't approve of the boyfriend I was dating. But we ended it in such a way where the woman wanted to know what was going to happen next. And then we had to act out like certain emotions or like pose to depict certain emotions. So it was kind of fun. But at the same time, it was very awkward for me because I hate performing in front of people. It's like but it was an interesting experience though.
I directed an Oreo commercial for a commercial arts class.
Nice.
I took 2
Oh, I
years
was
of
hoping you
commercial
said,
arts.
like a commercial that made it to air. And you were just hiding this from
No,
us.
but I did use my teacher and her kid and her husband, which was really great because her husband worked at my school and he was the craziest teacher at her school. And I didn't know they were married until like later. I was like, whoa, what? And their kid was there, and we saw her often. She was super cute. And so we had to make a commercial for a product, and so I was director, and I had them kind of like fighting over an Oreo. And that was it.
Nice.
It was pretty great. The kid
like
was
that.
super into it, I think.
Was it a double stuffed Oreo cookie?
Of course.
Okay, excellent.
Because I was going to eat them afterwards. I was like, y'all can have some, but I was going to make sure I bought a product that I was going to eat.
It's
We had a ton
helpful.
of really good commercials. We did an animation portion, so I've done a hand-drawn animation,
Cool. Wow.
which I thought I wanted to do as a career, but I'll just appreciate it because they don't do hand-drawn stuff anymore, which makes me sad.
Oh, it makes me sad too.
Yeah, it's all digital. So I've been on TV once, but it wasn't an acting thing.
News?
So,
News
no,
broadcast?
it was a cooking thing.
Oh.
So in Colorado, they do a taste of Colorado, where they get chefs. And my stepfather worked at a restaurant, and I was supposed to go on stage with a baker named Sherry Yard, and she's really famous. But they switched me instead. I made pumpkin raviolis on television.
That sounds delicious.
They were really good. So it was kind of fun. They always had like a kid assistant, so they were like, get up there. And I was like, okay. So I did that. So, but my dad does local theater here, so he does the Brewster Theater Company.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's
Cool.
awesome.
So
So it's in your genes.
that's why I talk so loud. I enunciate.
You enunciate and project.
Yes, I try really hard not to though. So if I talk too low, I talk too low. So
Yeah, whenever my school put on like stage performances in elementary school, I was always made to be the narrator. I never really performed in anything because my teacher said like you narrate very well, so that was my role. I was always the narrator.
I directed this play in middle school. We had a bunch of like little one shots, and I remember one of the hardest things about, I guess, being a director at that point, and I realized it's not for me, was it was a little one act play about everybody kind of giving somebody a letter. And so there was one time when this girl had a tray, and her job was literally to be backstage and drop the tray, so you could hear the crashing sound. And the scene came, and I was just like, come on the other side of the stage, go, drop it. And she like did it so late, and I was like, I was like, get in there.
When I was
Crew.
I met her in high school too, and that was the one thing I remembered about her.
You
She was like,
ruined it.
Hey, remember me? I did that play with you. And I was like, oh, hey. And in my head, I'm like, you ruined that scene. But I was like, no, it's okay. No, it's okay.
when I was in middle school, we had a theater.
Mm.
I don't know what you would call it. It was a theater club, and they were going to do Peter Pan, and I tried out in front of everyone else who was trying out. I stood on the stage. I read the lines. I did a terrible job because I wasn't called back.
I don't think so.
I did. No, I did.
I feel
'cause
that I
You know,
tried
those-
out and I didn't
those-
get it either.
Those castings are all political.
They
So somebody knew
sure about
somebody. Somebody's
As-
parents were paying somebody off.
As Millhouse states in Local Legends, there's a lot of politics in
Oh,
putting
yeah.
on a show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why they had to move so many times. That's what happens.
I really love when what's her name? And Sharon Scalzo's character, I forgot her name in Local Legends, but when she shows up to take stats for the basketball game, and like they ask her like
She's a
if she knows
statistician.
the rules, and she's like, "Oh yeah, LeBron James."
LeBron James.
Also, is
Using
Horace
memes.
Grant was he really that great of a player? I was like, I don't know. But every other player that they mentioned was like really good. Maybe I'm forgetting Horace. Maybe he was better than I thought he was.
I really like that one part where they're like, "Come on, like, if we paid Bob Costas $1 million to wipe up our sweat, he could not refuse that. He could not refuse that."
Yeah.
They are making a full basketball movie at some point.
Stop!
yeah?
They're
Yeah,
all over the
called
place.
Losers Out. Yeah.
I like that.
I think that's coming next year.
Nice.
I'm
We
gonna.
should watch that.
Matt Farley's got to be on IMDb. He's got to have his own IMDb.
All of his films are up on video to rent or buy.
I see IMDb.
Yes, he is on IMDb.
I will find all his big Stan. Oh Lord, we have a whole marathon to get through. Oh, I'm so excited.
I've got Blu-rays of Local Legends and River Beast, and they come with bonus features. Local Legends has Druid Gladiator clone on it, and they did a lot of Druid stuff early on. I don't know what the fascination was.
Oh, there's a movie called Druid Gladiator Clone.
Yeah.
That's why probably, maybe, I don't know why.
Yeah, no, it's a fun movie, but lots of Druids in the early stuff, and a movie that was at that point unreleased anywhere, Obtuse Todd. And River Beast has Druids Everywhere, which is another movie that used to be unreleased.
I like that.
Wow.
So I think the theme for this year's Halloween series should be these cult classic films.
I would love to do a Freaky Farley episode. That's one weird movie. They shot that one on film, so it looks really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's
it's
cool.
got like a weird kind of darker tone than the rest of them. It's interesting.
Yeah, I would be down.
I like the cover for Metal Detector Maniac. It looks like a Hardy Boys
Yes.
cover. It's got the little flashlight on the top.
The plot of that one is they just see a man with a metal detector and decide he is evil. And,
Naturally.
and they just start investigating him.
I'm invested in Heard She Got Married because the only description they give me for it is a musician is suspicious of his mailman.
Heard She Got Married's the thriller one I mentioned. It's really good.
Heard She Got Married?
Yeah. There's a performance in there of a song called Heard She Got Married that is just eviscerating. Like,
Is he Australian or is he from the U.S.?
he's from the U.S. He's from New Hampshire.
Because I'm seeing a movie, Lessons from a Middle Class Artist, so I assume it's
Yes.
an Australian learns
An
the
Aus-
lovely art of
An
novelty
Australian
songwriting from an
came here
American.
and interviewed him and stuff. Yeah.
God. I was gonna be like, is he playing the Australian? Because I would love to hear like a really bad Australian accent. God. Oh God. Slingshot cops, two gritty cops battle a sense-stealing being.
So, I haven't seen Slingshot Cops, but I know who the
They've got
villain in it is.
slingshots.
Kevin McGee plays Sensefoot, and his whole deal is that if he touches a part of your body with his foot, he takes the sense away. So like he touches your
Disgusting.
ears, you can't hear anymore. But if he touches your foot with his foot, you die.
How does that work?
I don't know.
I haven't seen the movie. I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
just know the rundown of the villain. So
Ah, okay. So as long as you avoid his feet, you're okay.
yeah, but
This is a
that
foot
means
film.
You don't
said
want to
and
lose.
done.
You don't want to lose.
Joe,
your
it's a
hearing
foot film.
or your sense of taste.
Yeah.
I think losing the sense of taste would be far worse.
Well, some people did.
Some people have.
Bad
Never
joke.
mind.
You can hit my hand for that one.
Just gonna-
That was a bad joke.
I didn't hear the
COVID
jokes. I'm
joke.
sorry. Oh.
Oh.
I was like, well, a lot of people
I
lost
heard
their
that.
sense of taste.
I heard it. That's why I was like,
Sorry, not to make light of it. Sorry.
too soon.
Freaky Farley, a ninja, a witch, and a convicted murderer team up to fight some
I want you to know,
trogs.
that's like the last 20 minutes of the movie.
He's just giving
The
away.
log line is very misleading for that one.
What are trogs?
They're like, I mean, like I don't think they exist in anything else, but they're like these like weird like furry beast things, and there's some really good gore effects in that one. Like they like open the trogs up and like it's
Oh.
Ew.
Ew. Ew.
all right.
Druids everywhere. Two men set aside their rivalry to battle Drew.
I can't recommend that one to like you gotta watch like all the rest first. Druids Everywhere is a weird movie.
I like Adventures in Cruben
I really
Country.
like that
A
one.
recently elected mayor battles Druids. I like that 3 films right off the bat were just Druid related.
Sammy is also part of the Druid saga. The
Oh,
Druids are
God.
just less prominent in that one. So that one's more or less a remake of the 80s horror movie The Pit, where a young boy befriends a sentient pit.
It like
Yeah.
a hole.
Yeah, and he like keeps feeding people to it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. Wasn't there there's like an Amazon show that sounds just like that where
Yeah,
like it starts
the,
opening up.
I still haven't
The whole-
finished that one. The one that you said your friend worked on.
Oh, the Josh Brolin one.
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
Yeah, I
now.
started that one and I was just like, oh,
Yeah,
that's a
I think I
whole.
have 2 episodes left, but
Oh,
I haven't
is it
watched
worth it?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
Yeah, my mom started watching it,
Yeah.
and she like kind of really fell out of it because I think it was too out there for her.
Yeah. I mean, I watch it because like I'll watch anything Josh Brolin does. Cause
I love Josh Brolin.
He's
He's
Josh
had
Brolin.
a year.
Yeah. You said he's weird?
No, he's had a year.
Oh, he's had a year.
He's had a good couple of years. Get out of that Thanos makeup.
Yeah.
Be real, Josh.
How does the boy befriend the pit?
Well, like,
I'm just really
okay, in
curious.
Sammy at least, I haven't seen the pit, but like,
Okay.
in Sammy, like his teddy bear is telling him to do it, and like, but like the
I
pit
hate
like,
when that
has like
happens.
monsters in it, and they're like feeding. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In Sammy, he hits a lot of people with a frying pan, and that's the.
If we've learned anything
Uh-huh.
from Rapunzel, we've learned that frying pans make excellent weapons.
Yes.
All right, I think we're good to wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Last Licks. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was. It's one of those movies I went automatically knowing and not to have high expectations because I knew from Joe what kind of movie this was already going to be. Immerse yourself in the experience of the film, and when the red lights do happen, try to cover your eyes and do that. I think it adds a little bit more to the experience. Eventually, I just put my hand down,
Another
but I
thing.
felt like you might have an epileptic seizure with those ones.
When the river beast says "tutor,"
Oh, that's what
Because
he
he's
said?
the greatest tutor in town.
yeah,
He
the
knows.
river beast is like a sentient creature. He's not an animal. He knows. He holds grudges.
Tutor.
Yeah, his murder
Oh,
skills are great.
that's
I
what
thought
he
they
said.
were amazing. The River Beast was such a good homage, like a good make fun of, wholesome like backyard movie, but also like a great way to make fun of old like B-rated cult classic films where the suits look
Yeah,
really
it's-
awful.
It's made with a lot of love for them, which I
Yeah.
appreciate. I feel like sometimes with like that territory, you get people who are like, "Oh,
They had
this is
fun.
so stupid," but like with them, they're like, I don't know, they're loving it. Yeah.
It's stupid. It's fun. It's not meant to be like a 5-star movie. It's
This
supposed
is a
to be.
5-star movie for me.
It's a
This
five.
is one of my favorites of all time, to be honest. This sort of blew my mind when I saw it. I was like, wow.
This
there
is
are
the
more
kind of
possibilities
content
in
me and
cinema.
Ben were expecting last year when he started doing the filming contest. Was we wanted these movies, we wanted to see where the creativity shone. It's like, great.
Were there any submissions?
There were a couple from my understanding, but not enough to put on like
Oh, that's
a
shame.
show. So we're hoping maybe this year we'll get more people. If we start early, we might be able to get some submissions. It's summer. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
This is a family-friendly movie too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There's no cursing whatsoever.
I would love to show this at a movie night at the library. I think it would be a great
I
time.
think it would be great.
And I think the teens we have coming would actually appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they did just watch the SpongeBob movie, so maybe
It's
they're
quiet.
open.
That's true. It fits in with Oceans of Possibilities. Yeah,
Ah!
yeah, I like that.
Water. So,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I said it. This is one of my favorites. I'm glad to share it with people. And
So you give it 5 river beasts.
yes,
That's your rating.
Giving it 5 river beasts, 6 river beasts.
6 river beasts.
6 River Beasts.
Yeah, out of 5.
Oh, God. So,
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining and funny. And I'm glad we watched it.
Yeah, I could take it or leave it. I
I
understand
also-
I understand what they were doing, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the work and all the hard work that they put into it. But it's not something I would go back and watch again.
Can I also say, I appreciate Simona and Katie. You guys weren't feeling the movies, but you still watched them, and I appreciate that. I'm
Yes.
sure everyone here
Very
appreciates
much appreciate that.
because, as was experienced with Bubble, sometimes we are going to watch things that we don't like. Or
Bubble!
Spiderhead. How about Spiderhead? Sometimes we're
Oh,
going
yeah.
to watch things that we
Spiderhead's
don't
so much
like.
Lou, it's okay. You are entitled to not be able to get over Bubble. Like,
Oh,
I
I'm not.
appreciate,
It really.
I thought Perfect Blue
when I
would have
think of-
counteracted that mentality.
When I think of bad movies, Bubble is the first one that pops in mind. In fact, I watched Moonfall the other night. And
was Moonfall.
It was horrible.
Okay.
But you know what I said at the end of it? Wasn't as bad as Bubble.
Are you serious?
Jesus, Louis!
Are you serious?
Like, I'm gonna be honest. One Moonfall, I was seeing the trailers. I was like, yeah, some theaters let you drink now. That might be fun.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Bubble.
All right.
All right,
Joey, why don't you carry us out?
folks. Thank you for watching. I recommend checking out these films. I'll throw links in the description to them on Vimeo. Yeah, maybe we've introduced you to a new obsession. I hope someone out there likes it.
And the phone number works.
Matt, if you're watching, hello.
We loved it.
Hello, Matt.